Hey guys, it's Stephen here from Dynamax. How are we all doing today? So today's video is going to be a step-by-step tutorial on how to build the Klaviyo abandoned cart flow. Now, for the purposes of this video, we will be using the Shopify started checkout metric as the primary mechanism to trigger this flow and get it to fire. However, with that said, the overarching framework, including the architecture, the time delays, the conversion focused nature of all of the emails within it will remain relatively the same. And I've got a special surprise for you. If you stick around to the end of the video, there's going to be a free Figma swipe file that I'm going to give to you guys, and it's going to have 5 of our absolute best high converting full Figma templates for this particular flow. So you guys, I'm going to also, inside that swipe file, I'm going to include a loom showing you how you can actually export the Figma assets and rebuild them in Klaviyo and get those drop dead gorgeous high converting full Figma designs set live really quick. So if you guys would like to work with a professional team such as mine, feel free to check the link in the description and book a totally free, no strings attached Klaviyo account audit today, and myself or my wife Jacqueline will come, perform it out, give you a 30, 60, 90-day action plan that you can just take totally for free and roll all of the audit findings out for yourself. If you would like me and my team to come in and do that for you, I'm totally open to a conversation about that. With that said, let's hop right into it. I hope you enjoy it, guys. Okay, everyone, we're now inside Klaviyo. So let's first start by clicking the Flows tab over on the far left here. Let's make me a little bit smaller. So now, guys, we're inside of the flow library. We're going to go ahead and select create new flow. We're going to scroll down a little bit until we see this section here, which is browse by goal. We're then going to select prevent lost sales. And immediately you can see we've found the thing we're looking for, which is the abandoned cart reminder. Now this one will create an SMS step, and I'm going to show you how you can easily remove that. And we're going to go for a 3 email series build out. That's the minimum you should be sending out in your abandoned cart reminder series. Truth be told, guys, once you get it set live and you're seeing a strong performance in email 3 of the flow, you will want to go ahead and add a 4th email, and potentially, if there's still pretty decent metrics, maybe a few months down the line, you might want to A/B test a slightly different version of email 4. If you get a strong performance there, then go ahead and make that one email 5. Oftentimes when I audit accounts, I see 1 email, sometimes 2, but you're leaving serious revenue on the table, guys. More often than not, email 3 can actually have a super strong performance, especially if you incentivize them with a 5 to 10% discount or perhaps even free shipping. So basically, whatever you guys can do to help incentivize that a little bit, go ahead and do it. A/B test it, do an email with the discount, do one without, and I assure you the one with the discount will considerably outperform the standardized email free. Now you can see here, guys, this is the architecture. So we're going to go ahead and grab this and simply drag it. So you can see I can drop this anywhere where that gray box is like highlighting. So we're going to put it below the first time delay. Awesome. So now let's go ahead and get rid of this conditional split to remove this SMS step. We're going to talk a little bit more about conditional splits, when you should use them, when you should not use them. So simply select both paths, delete the paths. Now you can see, guys, in less than 60 seconds, we've gone ahead now and created a 2 email series. We're not done yet. Let's now quickly clone this time delay by clicking the 3 dots here. We'll clone that. We're going to go ahead and drag our clone, pop it below email 2. We're then going to select the 3 dots here in email 2. We'll clone that as well. And then we're going to grab it and drag it down below our final time delay. So look at that, guys. We're well on our way here. So let's start at the trigger. So just something really important to understand is that this trigger logic maintains the constancy throughout the entirety of the flow, the length and the breadth. So it's constantly going to ask the same questions. In this case, it's asking, hey, has the person placed order 0 times since starting this flow? And have they not been in this flow in the last 7 days? When I audit accounts, guys, I often see a lot of conditional splits dotted around all over the place. It is basically asking the same question, and it's trying to kick people out of the flow, but there's no need to do that. Klaviyo's logic is smart and it follows everything all the way down. The only time I would suggest adding a conditional split inside this flow is if it's for a returning customer. So for instance, if say customer has came through this flow, perhaps they got email 3 which had a discount code, then 6 weeks later they come back, they arrive to your site, they add something to cart, they abandon the site. Technically this flow would fire again for that customer. However, if you think about it, by the time they get email 3, that discount code for them, it'll be highly likely they'll be unable to use it due to it being a one-time use per customer. So what I like to do here is add a conditional split, and if it's a returning customer, then we're going to incentivize them. We're going to treat them like VIPs by offering them a similar amount but just a totally different code just for them. So again, guys, having that in here will convert much better. I promise you it will. So with that said, we want to shorten this time delay just a little bit here, guys. 4 hours is too long. Trust me, if you leave it at that, you will lose out on revenue. You can do it 2 hours. That's more of a standard one. Any email marketer should tell you to at least reduce it down to 2 hours. Some prefer 1 hour, some prefer this flow going out in 30 minutes. Sometimes I've audited accounts and seen it go out in 15 minutes. Now it's founder, brand owner kind of specific in terms of what you guys like where is your tipping point where you think, hey, this is going to kind of bombard my customer a little bit. However, 2 hours is pretty good. You could potentially try reducing it to 1 hour in the future. We're going to select our second time delay, and this time, guys, we need to change this to 24 hours. So if you think about it, if we're saying we had 2 hours and we were going to send that 20 hours later, it wouldn't really make sense, right? So our third and final time delay, I'm going to give you guys a ninja hack here. I rarely see this being done. Now we're going to change this to 1 day, and we're going to do a specific time of the day. So if you guys are maybe now based in the USA, but you're ambitious, you want to expand globally, maybe you want to send some emails to the UK, the European Union, as you're going to be eventually shipping product to those markets. What's a really good rule of thumb here, guys, is to do a 6:30 p.m. in recipient's local time. Now this isn't absolute best time to send this, absolutely not, but just to get you guys kind of started, it's going to be at a time where they're highly likely to open. And rather than do, for example, 6:30 p.m. US Eastern time, let's just put recipient's local time. So no matter where they are in the USA, Canada, EU, worldwide, they will get this at 6:30 p.m. in their local time. So this converts way better, guys. Now I'm going to have some separate videos for A/B smart time send tests, how to set them up, what to look out for, as we have found on a few brands recently that we're trending towards 9 to 11 p.m. at night is typically what we're seeing more often than not as the actual best time to send, as people are kind of doom scrolling around that time of the night and they will make impulse purchases. So again, however, most brands are pretty safe around 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. So let's continue on here, guys. We understand now our trigger logic. We've done all of our time delays. We've got 3 emails. So let's go ahead and look at the content within them. So you're always going to start, guys, by putting in some verbiage in the subject line and also the preview text. Please do not leave this blank. It's very important that you fill out something in there. It can be whatever you like it to be that's on brand for you. Now we're going to go into the email content, and this content is pre-populated by Klaviyo. If you guys have your images and brands all synced up via Shopify and perhaps you've uploaded some, then this is actually all going to come in here. For example, Klaviyo has given me a lot of placeholder stuff here, but what we want to focus on for this video is understanding the logic and the framework and how to make this a little bit more conversion focused. Now, what this first image is going to do, it's going to actually bring in a dynamic image based on what was in their cart. Now, I would suggest for you guys, while you're getting started out, to simply delete this and delete this content block as we want to shorten this and reduce scroll really, really greatly on mobile. So also let's get rid of this call to action. It's kind of out of place. So you can now see, guys, we're starting to really compact this email. If we go and preview on mobile, if you open this email, you're going to see the items that you had expressed interest in and added to cart like really, really quickly, guys. So this is the dynamic block. So you can see that it's already came with some logic inside. It's also got some text here on the other side where we're talking about what the product is, what's the name of the product, how many of them, what's the total amount of the product, and this call to action, this here dynamic URL will take them immediately back to their shopping basket, and they can go ahead and transact super, super fast, super smoothly. This is kind of what it looks like on a preview. So you would have your product image here, what it's called, how much, what the total amount is, and also the total quantity, guys. And again, in the preview bar, you can actually also check this out on mobile. So you can see, look at that, no scroll at all, guys. The call to action is right within thumb's reach, and if it's there, trust me, this is going to convert way better. Now, we do have a lot of different Figma templates where we will actually bake this image into the hero image as well, and we'll also have our product block. Now I'm going to actually give away for you guys, there'll be a link in the description where you can go ahead and take 5 of our best, most high converting full Figma templates totally for free, guys. It's a swipe file, so you simply need to just open up the link in the description and they're yours to keep. So I think with that said, guys, we all know we could click in here, we could simply edit some of the text. You can also edit any one of these text blocks, and that's pretty much it, guys, for this video. Again, let's zoom out a little bit. The reason why we've decided not to have complex conditional splits and lots of other things in here, this is very easy to maintain. The upkeep of this flow is very easy for yourself, for a team member, for an external freelancer. This is going to be the best way to go about things, guys. And look, if you ever wanted to add more logic in without having the conditional splits everywhere, you can always scroll right down to the bottom of the email and add in an extra filter, a safety feature. So you could add filter here. We could go down and say what someone has or has not done before, what the metric might be. Let's do the Shopify placed order metric. So we can also do placed order, and we can do 0 times. And we can do since starting this flow. We can click save, and that is maintaining the profile filter logic as well as an extra safety net. It's kind of redundant, but I much would prefer you guys do this than perhaps say wait 2 hours, conditional split, and put the logic in here, because this is going to start to really broaden the flow out. Again, you could do a conditional split for perhaps, hey, has someone been in this flow in the past and used unique coupon code X, Y, and Z? If the answer is yes, let's send them over here and give them an alternate version of this email. So that's a really clever way to go ahead and do it, guys. So you can see this is the exact flow logic that we start out with when we're building Klaviyo accounts. This is our master logic, and it's pretty much the same. So yeah, guys, the next video I'm going to do is going to be how to set up a browse abandonment flow. Now that one's going to be slightly different because there is going to be a snippet of code, JavaScript in particular, that you might need to enable on your Shopify site. You'll also need to go in to the Shopify Liquid theme and enable the toggle to actually set this live. So again, the browse abandonment is also a really powerful high converting flow that you absolutely must have in 2025 and beyond. It'll easily be the 4th or 5th most highest performing flow inside of Klaviyo. So it's an absolute quintessential, guys. There will be future videos where we're going to do the alternative version of the abandoned cart flow, which is the added to cart version of it. Again, another truly high performer. We're doing active on site as well, and welcome series, post-purchase, VIPs, winbacks, sunset flows. And I've got a super custom flow that I'm going to make a dedicated video for on how you guys can literally save thousands of dollars per year on your Klaviyo billing plan. So that's going to be the high level Dynamax automatic suppression flow. So please go ahead, subscribe now. They're all dropping super soon. You guys are going to make a bunch of money watching this channel. You're also going to save a bunch of money. And again, if you want to book a free no strings attached, Klaviyo account audit, just go ahead and in the description there is a Calendly link. You can go ahead and select a time with me. It'll either be myself or my wife Jacqueline, and we'll hop in and carry out an in-depth Klaviyo audit. And if you like the vibes, if we think it's a good fit, we might even make you an offer and you can become the next Dynamax client. So yeah, thanks for watching so far. Have yourselves a great rest of your day and stay tuned for more. Bye for now.